Right then, I've never done this before, but let's give it a go. I am in the process of putting some dowel in, if I can find it. Let's have a look, see if I can see it somewhere. Oh, let's have a look, it's this dowel in here. It's that dowel in. I'm going to be putting that around the outside of this work surface, due to the fact that there is some gaps at the back and I want it all to be nice, clean and tidy. So I'm going to measure it all up and we're going to get it all started. But this one's going to be interesting because I'm going to do 45 angles in the corners. And I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with the edge yet, but we'll see how we get on as we do it. Okay, let's start measuring it up. First measurement, I want to go from the corner to the outside, which is 2.5 inches, or for the metric ones, 622 mils. So let's get this one cut up, shall we? Right, as you can probably tell, this is my first time doing this, and I had to fall in completely the wrong direction round. Right, I've knocked up this little jig. So I made this a minute ago. Just some lumps of wood hammered to screw together, and I cut the 45s and also a straight line straight through the middle, just so I can get my angles right, because I don't have a mitre saw. But to make my life easier, I'm going to screw it to a lump of wood. This little stand will be perfect for it. Hopefully there's going to be not too much vibration on the camera. Whoa, there really was too much vibration there. I'm also countersinking the screws to make my life a wee bit easier in the long run. Right, so they're all countersunk in, and now let's get my piece of wood. Okay, so I've got my wood in my jig now. It's not perfect at the moment, it's just in, but now I need to do take a measure of it, which this tape measure is absolutely fantastic for, because you pull it out and it doesn't retract until you press the button. And I want 2.25 foot at the point. So that is there. Just need to make sure it's nicely seated. Otherwise it's going to be a skew angle. But I'm going the wrong way. Always double check your angles before you actually start cutting. Otherwise you'll be a dum-dum. Now I want it. Which way am I doing it? Am I being a dum-dum again? I am. Ignore me. I want it that way over. Otherwise I'm going to get the wrong angle altogether. So the angle needs to be this way on this side, and then that way on the other side. But because I haven't decided what I'm doing on the end, I'm going to give myself an extra 3 inches. So that's 2 foot, 1, 2, 3.5. So I'm going to go to there at the moment. So that gives me a good degree of separation. See what I mean? You just press the button and it comes in. I love this tape measure. Absolutely brilliant. Now I need to find a better place for you to go so I can cut this. Right, I couldn't find you a good place to sit, so I've gone ahead and cut the angle by myself, which is a nice 45-degree angle there, which is absolutely fantastic. So that will fit nicely into the corner. So let's go back into the room and see how she looks. That's nicely in the corner. Don't worry about that should, in theory, there's a lovely bit of bend in this, so that's going to go nicely against the edge and we'll get a nice piece cut for there. And as you say, there's a lump at the bottom there, so I'm thinking about doing a 45-degree angle on that one, and then I'm going to stick it downhill and then cut it flush off, which will neat up that dodgy edge down there. There is a lump. Let's see if I can get a bit of light on it. My torch is about running out. See, there's a gap down there, which I want to clean up. And yeah, let's get the back piece fitted, shall we? And see what measurement we need for that one. Right, I've got my brilliant tape measure again. Let's have a look and see where we are. Let's put you down there a second. Let's see how much we've got. We are sitting at 83 and where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 83 and 3/16. Right, we'll go and get another piece of wood and we'll have a look at that one, shall we? Right, I'm back at my homemade jig again, and just so I don't do anything stupid, I brought the other piece of wood with me as well. Because knowing my luck, I'll make an absolute hash of it, and yeah, I don't want that. So that one needs to sit like this, and get through that hole. Oh, that'll do. That has to sit like that, and then that one needs to go up to it like that. So I'm on this angle, but as you can see, that angle isn't there. It needs to be on that one there. So that means it'll sit nice together, and I've got a nice clean run through. Because the last thing you want is a dodgy angle. Okay, I'm going to quickly just get all this cut up, because I ain't got myself a tripod at the moment, so give me a moment. Right, I've got that one cut now. Hopefully I've done it right. So I need to get my small piece of wood that I had cut earlier on, line it up to it, and a little bit of sanding, and that'll look pretty decent. So let's get it back in the bedroom, or the office, should I say. It used to be a bedroom, but now it's my office now. And let's have a look. I have gone up already and cut the other side already. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will marry up nicely on both edges. And we'll just see how she fits. I need a little bit of sanding in that corner, just to make it fit a bit nicer. But on the other corner, that literally is about as good as you get. So I need another edge for that one to go down here. And I say that one just needs a little bit of sanding off the bottom corner. What I'll probably do is I'll line it up flat and then use double-sided sandpaper and just draw it through. That way it'll marry up very nicely. And then I might even use a little bit of wood filler just to make it look even cleaner. But that will look absolutely sweet on that back wall, especially when it all gets pushed up. I might just take a little bit out of there with a chisel, just to get it in that corner. Then that'll look even nicer. Yeah, that'll look really nice. Yeah, I'm still debating what to do with this corner. Oh, actually, that comes in nicely there, actually. Just needs that pushing into the wall. Actually, that sits pretty well. So in that case, I think what I will be doing is doing the 40. Yeah, I don't like the whole end look on that. So I'm bringing it to an angle and drop it down flat to the bottom of this. It'll look so much nicer. So let's put you down there. And we'll push this into the corner. That way it's nice and tight. And I shall do a little mark. This time, no measuring this time. I want to get it absolutely spot on. There's my little mark. And obviously that's going to go this way this time. I'm going to do another one that way. And then that'll be nice and clean. So it's that way, then that way. So I'll do the other one first. I'm going to do the one side to the right hand side first, and then I'll do the left hand side one. That means it's nice and clean, and I can lose a little amount of wood as possible. So I'll get you in there, get the jig set up right, and I'll just work out my angles. Back in a moment. Right, let's try that one again. I don't think I'm cut out for this YouTubing lark. My phone capacity memory had been reached again. So here we go. So I don't know where I was a moment ago, but I've got these spaced every 12 inches, 30 centimetres. So let's see if I can get this one put in before my phone decides to have enough of itself. Keep it in the same height. That's in. Get it nice and tight to the wall. Right, again, I'm keeping it a little bit proud. I'll come and play with that in a moment. Push me into the corner. Have to work back and do it. Okay. Right, so now that's nicely tacked up now. I'm going to find the punch. And I'm going to go down and just finish them all off. On the upside, because this one's a bit rounded, there is actually a hole in the middle. And that hole in the middle is actually quite decent for holding onto the tack so it doesn't wander. Just run my finger down it just to feel if I've got anything that's proud. Perfect. That one don't look too shabby, does it? Right. So we've got that back edge now sorted. Let's get this one on, shall we? Let's see if we need to do any sanding before I start. Yeah. Take a little edge off that. Move the trip hazard out of the way quickly. And don't remember, on a workplace, always try and work with safety first. Doesn't always work, but if you can, always try to. That should be better. Yeah, that's fine, is that? But this one's going to take a heck of a bit of tacking. At the moment, I've got about half an inch over this side, and that's flush in the corner, which means this wall goes around a circle. Bores out a heck of a lot. So let's grab myself my pliers again. Same again. I'm going to go about 2 inches from the corner. At the same distance in from the edge. I'm saying that, I might go a little bit, because it's got such a bow, I might go a little bit closer to the corner. Get over there. You stand up. There we go. Right, now it's caught it. I'm going to go 1.5 inches from the corner. That's us caught. Let's get me in. Same again, leave it proud. And for this one, I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm now going to do the end piece next. So can you see that end piece on the screen? Yeah, you can. This one's going to be a bit more pain in the doodads. So I'm going to go get that in the right spot. I'm going to go about 1.5 inches from the end. Yeah, I know it's not against the wall, but I need it in so I can push it in. Give it a good whack. Now that's it. That's nice and flush, but it is raising up in the middle, so I'm going to put another tack in the centre. And that'll look gravy. Lash in, on this side at least. Hold it down to the ground. Right, so that's in nice. Grab me punch again and make it look gorgeous. Okay, they're all nicely in. Now before I do the other side, I want to get that corner in down here next and get this piece in. But as I said earlier on, I'm going to pilot it first because I don't want it to split. So that's the last thing I want to do. Now, where did I put? There's my drill. I need a battery. Batteries usually help. Give me a second. Right, one battery. Okay, now let's find a drill bit. This drill bit is so blooming small, it don't actually fit inside the chuck. So I'm going to have to officially jerry rig it. And now the way to do that is, it's not the safest way, but my drill is so old, these drill bits weren't even invented this small at a point, especially for this. So I'm going to use a little bit of electrical tape just to build it up a little bit. Don't need a lot, just need to double its size. And that should be enough. Tear that off. And for the sake of 2 little holes in these, I think that will last. So I'll get it opened up. I'll stay on top. Oh, get over there, you blighter. I'll stay on the tape. Give it a good tighten up. Remember which way around I'm going. Let's do the other side first, shall we? So I'm going in. So let's see what you see. There we go, we're okay there. If you can see this, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit first, just so you can see clearly what I'm doing. Right, there we go. You're on me. Place that up, and I'm going to work out where I want my tack. I want it just there. And we're sorted. Now I'm going to start this off on the main table first, but I ain't that daft. I'm not just going to do it straight on there. Right, ignore the screw. So I'm going to use this piece of wood to start it with. And the screw is actually quite useful, even though it's upside down, just so it'll stay upright so I know where I'm going with it. So there's me hole. Tap it through. And I've gone through into the wood a little bit, give it a wiggle, and it comes off. Right, we'll lose that for the moment. That's the piece I used as a homemade brace when I was cutting the actual unit top outside. I actually screwed it down to my decking because it's just myself and I didn't want it to wander or move anywhere in the process. I actually made a makeshift bracket. Now there's my hole. That's all nicely lined up. Tuck that in nicely. Get my punch. As always, I don't want to make a mess of it at this stage. Don't worry about all these little seams. I'm going to give it a sand and I'm probably going to give a little bit of wood filler. All I want at the moment is so it looks tidy. So that's that. I might even do a temp fate. Yeah, I do. Now this could either go really well or very horribly wrong in about 2 seconds flat. Get my punch. Yeah. I need something to brace that. So I'm going to use my knee. And this piece of wood's a little bit too long really, but right, so that's braced against me. just to finish it off. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. Let's bring you in a bit closer so you can see what we've done. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, let's zoom you out a little bit to make life a bit easier for me. So we've got all this nicely tacked in all the way around here now. A nice clean joint all the way across. A little bit of a gap, but considering what it was like, that is fine. And we go down this side, and we've got a nice clean joint, a little bit of sanding on that, and that will look absolutely gravy. Now all I need to do is replicate it down there. Right then, I've got it all sorted, I believe. I don't think it's come out that bad. So I've got a nice angle down there, and it goes all the way across, nice and clean finish. I'm going to touch that up in a moment with some wood glue and sawdust. I've got plenty from all the cutting. All the way across, nicely across. There's my dodgy bit of wood. I had to recut this one to get that angle across there. So that one's literally about 1/16 short, or about 1.5mm short, which was no good in the overall routine. And I go all the way across, and there we go, and a nice finish on that side. So there we go, that is me edging my desk. Oh yeah, before I go completely, I've got to do all the tidying up now. Otherwise the missus won't be very happy. I've got sawdust everywhere. See ya.